Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Aaronica with Aaronica Be Cole. And over here again, we center plus size bodies, plus size sewing, as well as sewing news, sewing tea, and everything in between. I want to share with you all what I sewed on Saturday. So that is what we're talking about today. I feel like I don't ever do these and I don't know. We'll see how you all receive it and if we're going to keep it up. Okay, let's go. Now, when I first got back into sewing, like in my 30s, because your girl will be 41 in 2 weeks. Bow! I digress. I'm digressing. Come back, Aaronica. So anyway, when I returned to sewing in my 30s, I committed literally an hour a day, really building my skill set and really being able to create things, one, in a timely fashion. This is important for a reason. And two, just like getting used to doing things. I am not someone who is professionally trained, even though I do teach others. But because of that, grasping certain concepts, because you're not taught, you're just like, well, how am I supposed to learn this besides practicing? And so that's what I did. I would take an hour a day. My husband would keep our kids during that hour so that I could just go ahead and knock this out. Why did I commit an hour a day? Because that's actually how I learned to run too. Yeah, your girl used to be a runner. She was not a track star. I was a swimmer. But I learned how to run after I had my first child, and I would run all the time. But the way that I learned how to run, like, 7-8 minute mile, is because I would just commit to running or doing 30 minutes of walking / running per day until I hit that 30 minutes and I would have a 5K down. 30 minutes, I would have a 5K down with time to spare. And that was essentially how I trained my body. So I applied the same method of getting better at sewing that I had done for running. Now, back in the day, and because I say back in the day because your girl doesn't do it anymore, right? Now, I used to just sit down for whatever I could do in that hour because I had 2 kids at the time. And that was really what I could commit to. Because when you are a parent and you're trying to also nurture yourself, self-care, creativity, etc., you do actually have to put a little bit of a time limit on there. But also I set the expectation that every day I was going to be doing something for an hour that fostered this creativity. Now that we have learned to sew, things are a little bit different. And now that we have gotten some really great skills underneath our belt, and now that this is kind of like what I do for money, things are different. Also, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, etc., I'm just kind of in a different place. And if we're being completely honest, I'm an emotional creative, and sometimes my emotions get the best of me and I just cannot create. So I just have not been creating as much. But this past Saturday, your girl got bit. I was excited. I wanted to create. I wanted to craft. I was super excited to do a couple of things. Now, I was in a test, which is still going on, for this garment, this top that's behind me, which I might try on for y'all. We'll see. But I was just like, yeah, I just want to sit in my office and make things. And it might even have to do with because Monday through Friday, it's my kids and I in mommy day camp. And I just needed a creative outlet to begin to just apply some of this stress relief that I needed. Whatever it was, I digress. I made 4 pieces this Saturday, which I was really excited about because these were 4 things that I really enjoy making. So if you're like, okay, girl, what did you make? The first thing that I made was the Catalina tester piece, which is this top that's behind me. And I took a bed sheet that I had thrifted, a vintage bed sheet, and my girlfriend, Stephanie Canada, because she came over, and I promise y'all will see that collab soon. But my girl, Stephanie Canada, came over and was like, yeah, this is a bed sheet that's from the 70s. It is an authentic vintage bed sheet. And I was like, okay, girl, I don't know. I might be into vintage after all. Anyway, so I did go ahead and grab that vintage bed sheet and I made this top. It is the cutest thing in the world. The pattern will be dropping really soon. And as soon as it does drop, I will make sure that I put a link in my bio, or rather in the caption, so that way you all can grab it if this is your style. Definitely. The second thing that I made are another Pietra. I know, I'm sure y'all are like, girl, you always just be making these Pietra pants. Here's the thing. I teach the Pietra pants at Top Stitch Atlanta Studio, and every time I teach it, I feel like it's necessary for me to be wearing the pattern that I teach. So for example, I did that lace button up, that lace tropical like shirt. And if you're like, girl, what are you talking about? I put a link to it, or like the video right here. I just did a short for it. But I did that because I was teaching that pattern. So again, I'm teaching the Pietra pants this weekend. And yes, I already have 2 pairs of Pietra pants, but I decided to go ahead and make the shorts version. Why? Because I already have the wide leg pant version, I have the tapered leg pant version, and I don't have the short version. I went and I grabbed some fabric from Second Stitch, which is actually housed inside of Top Stitch. And I fell so in love with this fabric that I was so inspired to create with it immediately. If you're like, girl, are you going to show us? I am. Let me finish the story though, I promise. So I did go ahead and do that, but I didn't have enough of the main fabric in order for me to make the entire pair of shorts. Why? Because I did like a 1 yard cut, 1.5 yard cut, and your girl was reaching. I've lost like 30 pounds, but we are not at the 1 yard short just yet. Okay. Now I did have to color block. And if you know anything about me over here, I generally speaking do not color block my garments, not because I hate color blocking, but because I haven't figured out a way to have my color blocking done in a way that I feel like is organic and is natural for me. Because here's my truth. I don't believe that you can't mix and match patterns. I don't believe that they have to be in the same color family in order for them to go, etc. But y'all, I color blocked this and I fell in love. So those are the shorts. Then my girl Lindsay from the Stitch Fits, she released the Eve Bussier, and I was like, well, of course I'm going to support my girl and buy the pattern. I bought the pattern literally the day that it dropped, never made it, and so I made it over the weekend using a fabric that does go ahead and match my Pietra shorts. I don't know if I'm going to be wearing it together or if I'm going to be doing a separate situation, because sometimes while I do love the matchy look, sometimes it's a bit much for me. I digress. Then the fourth thing that I made were the Foxy Boxy shorts from by Gracie Steele. This is the second pattern that I have made of hers. The first pattern I did not even make for myself. The first pattern that I made of hers was for my daughter's bestie's birthday last year, and it came out beautiful. So because I want y'all to get a chance to take a look at this, I'm going to go ahead and put these pieces on, and we're not going to do like a model catwalk or anything like that, but I am going to go ahead and give you guys just a quick look-see at what I did go ahead and make. But before I do, what I want to say, and I'm going to show you these, Pietra pants first, or these Pietra shorts first. Why? Because here's, a quick look-see at them. So here's the thing. This fabric that I chose to make them out of is actually a canvas fabric. Now, if you're like, canvas, why is this a big deal? Because canvas, generally speaking, is not used for clothing. Like, this is like normally like a bag material. But when I saw it, I was like, I need to wear it. It needs to don my body. This is a fabric that has been designed and printed with Cloud9 fabrics, which I love. Like, I love their aesthetic. Also, Cloud9 fabrics, like, y'all, we should really work together. I don't know if you feel that in your spirit the way that I do, but it should be a thing. Anyway, so I went ahead and used the canvas for this, and I love the way it turned out. So with that, let's go ahead and put together a little fashion show. It's not going to be a fashion show. I'm literally just going to try on these shorts with the matching top and the Foxy Boxy shorts, along with this cutie patootie top back here, and then that's going to be it. All right, friends. So give me 1 sec to put on this first one, and then we'll take a look at that. Okay, so here are the first 2 pieces, which are so cute. So again, this is a Catalina top. It has not been released yet, which y'all, this is so cute. So this here little strap right here is designed to go underneath the bust to kind of give your girls a little bit of lift, because again, this is probably a bra-less situation unless you're going to go ahead and layer it, right? And then this one just kind of keeps things closed. I could honestly go without this one and it still stays closed, and I love that. This here garment can actually be made. I chose to go ahead and just do a bias tape finish, and you can see my bias tape right here, but you can also completely line this and make it into a reversible situation. And these are the Foxy Boxy shorts. Y'all, how cute are these? These are absolutely adorable to me. Now listen, your girl is a 90s kind of girl. Glad I got my girls, right? And if you know what that's from, shout out to you. So when these little boxer shorts became back in style, I'm not gonna lie, I was excited because I missed out on that trend because, well, I was a thick girl, obviously. And I don't know, we just were not as body positive as we are now. So I got teased a lot, and my mom, trying to protect me, was like, well, listen, we're not going to go ahead and actually buy these for you. And I missed out on that trend, which is fine. Whatever. We're here now. But I love the fit of these. I did no adjustments to these whatsoever, except for lowering the actual rise, because this style called for a 3-inch casing or a 3-inch elastic. And I was like, I'm not putting in 3 inches. We've got a good 1.5 inches right here. So I did just go ahead and lower it, because the design of the pockets is that it's supposed to be tucked into the waistband in order for it to stay, which I absolutely love, because these pockets absolutely stay in place. I love how short they are. We're getting a little bit of booty butt cheek in the back, which subscribed. It's hot outside, so whatever. So let's try on the second 2 pieces, okay? Okay, and so here we are with the second like little set situation. And this is, again, the Eve top with the Pietra shorts. We're giving deep pockets, perfect for snacks, while being super cute and very functional. So the Eve top, I did go ahead and hack this one to actually have a completely lace up back, which I love. I just use a twill tape to go ahead and thread this through. I didn't fully tighten it in the back. I prefer for my bustiers to be like this, only because I really do feel like I can fluctuate in size. And then honestly, after having this mastectomy, the shape of my breasts have changed so much, especially when it comes to the full versus the under versus the upper bust. And sometimes I just feel like with a zipper, without giving me enough control over how tight or how loose it is, I do find that it doesn't always fit me correctly. Yes, even the one that I designed and drafted, or designed, did not draft for No Me. Now the Pietra shorts, I love the way that these 2 fabrics are going together. I love the length of this short. It is giving a more classic like length, as far as it being the difference between the Foxy Boxies by Gracie Steele and this length here. I do love this length of short as well, don't get me wrong. But I do think that it could go shorter if I wanted it to, right? Like it could come up a little bit higher and I would still probably feel just as comfortable. One of the other things that I would love to possibly do with this is curve the side hems up and then possibly do like a facing with that as well. But as they are, I'm in love with this. Like, I need way more of these shorts and these bustiers, because I feel like these are something that can definitely live obviously in the summer and spring months, but also with the right layering and styling, you can take these into fall as well as winter. So what are your thoughts? What do you guys think? If we're being completely honest, I love it when I have these super productive days where I'm able to create and craft, and then I end up with all of these things that I've been meaning to make. Again, like I said, I bought this bustier as soon as she released it, and I'm just now making it, which I don't necessarily love, especially because your girl loves a bustier. So anyway, what do you guys think? Drop me a comment, let me know. And if you're interested in this type of video, definitely give me some feedback on that as well. That is it for now. And again, if this is your first time on the channel, make sure that you have liked, subscribed, dropped a comment, done all of the above, okay? Turn on the bell for notifications for when I go live next. Until next time, ta, and happy sewing.